Hi everyone, it is the end of day 7 here at Sanoviv, my 6th full day, but in terms of being here for 3 weeks, first week is done. And Mondays are good. I was excited to get my schedule. We get it the night before at dinner time, and I was excited to get today's schedule because I knew it was going to be a full day. And it's obviously great to be busy because it means there's a lot happening, there's a lot being done, and it just kind of makes the day go a little bit faster. So in terms of today, I started it off, got up, went downstairs and had a warm lemon water, and that's just to help kickstart everything, and something I really want to get into the habit of. And I've got the sheet of paper they have with that, so again I can share that info in terms of what they recommend and why they recommend it. And then I went to a class called Laughter Yoga. Now, if you haven't heard of this before, and if you don't know already, obviously laughter is the best medicine. In the last sort of few months, obviously with everything coming here and getting diagnosed again, I really noticed it when I laughed and had a proper belly laugh, because it was becoming rarer and rarer when it would happen, So, yeah, okay, you stood around in a group of us, there was about 8 of us, and you had to do different exercises, which essentially made you feel stupid, which essentially made you laugh. And it was just a great half-hour exercise, and just something really good for you and slightly out of the comfort zone, but also like life's short and just do it. And everyone who was there was involved and participated. So that was great. I mean, any excuse to laugh, especially at 7 a.m. in the morning, like bring it on. I then went down to the fitness room and did a light stretching class for half an hour, and that was just sitting on a Swiss ball doing certain stretches, which was really just great. It felt good to have done something productive before breakfast. And then I had to go up to the special care unit where the nurses are and have about an hour's worth of IVs. They're just putting in a range of antioxidants and just good stuff for you. Vitamin C happens alternate days, and that's getting a longer and longer infusion as well, because they're increasing the dose of that. So that was all good. And then I had a medical consult with my doctor. I kind of went into a bit of a funk after that. Now that I've been here a week, the initial testing's done, we're heading into week 2. I'm kind of going to give it 1 more week before I start really sort of hitting them with some big questions. I'm just following the process right now, following the treatments, doing the detox, and making notes of things I want answers for. An oncologist, because there isn't an oncologist here, but they do have one come in who's going to be looking at my case, and that will happen probably tomorrow, where I'll get pulled aside and have a conversation with an oncologist. That will be interesting, because obviously back home I have an oncologist, and it will be interesting to see what their thoughts are on my case, etc. So for now, I just I'm just slowly pushing, that I'm after some answers, and let's look at all the testing, and we're going to organise a hormone test to be done, which won't change the structure of the treatment program, but it will give us some more confirmation around what we're dealing with. We know that I'm hormone driven, etc. So it'll be good to get that. And my recent hormone test came back. Everything was in the within the recommended measurements, other than my progesterone being a little bit high. So this is all good information that we're doing. But I just, like, in a place of healing that I'm in, I'm not positive all the time, like, it's only human, but I'm trying to, while I'm here, find better ways of dealing with my emotions and the things that really upset me. And I just felt after my consult with her, not anything on her part, but just, talking cancer and my body, and why this is happening, and trying, just even having to have those conversations. It just, it's not a great conversation. But straight after that appointment, I had a psychology appointment, and it was really great because he gave me some feedback, and essentially he's really impressed with the way in which I explain my feelings and my thoughts, and I very much follow my gut. When I'm in there, if he asks me a question, I close my eyes and I tell him the first thing that I think of. I'm trusting my instincts, and obviously I'm not going to share what I talk about in my psychology sessions, but he essentially walked me through a process called focusing. And it's about really getting in tune with your body. What is your body? What is your subconscious trying to tell you? Acknowledging those feelings, the sensations. For me, I had it built up in my throat today. I just wanted to cry. And it was really blocked up all in here. And by taking that time to focus, address it, I was able to release a lot of the tension that was in there and just really hone in on those feelings. And when you're doing that, it's very easy. At one point, I just started thinking about work, like totally irrelevant, totally not necessary, but just goes to show how busy the mind can be. If you try to focus for 3 minutes on breathing, you will be surprised at how many times different thoughts come in that try and throw you off track. So we're just working on that at the moment, but it was great to hear that he was working me through a process, and I got through the process really quickly on my own. And it was only after the fact that he showed me, this is what you just worked through in a matter of a couple, 15 minutes. That can sometimes take a whole session, if not more. So that's all really positive. For me, it's about learning those techniques so that I don't stress, because stress is not good for you. Some stresses, but in terms of stress, that creates cortisol, that creates, it's a hormone. It's just trying to deal with all of that. So it's great to be seeing him and that he's on board and listening and can gauge who I am as a person to help me with techniques around that. And then I had regional hyperthermia. So essentially, and I'll try and get photos, to summarize and explain what this is. But essentially, I lie on like on a bed thing, which has you can move the squares around, the quadrants. And there's one, for me, I'm obviously treating the breasts. So you've got one underneath that lines up from behind the back, and then one that comes down, and they place it on. They put a bit of pressure. It's quite a bit of a squeeze. They're currently looking at that little lump that I had looked at about a year ago, which back home believes is just mesh lining. But because they're trying to just heal me and look at me from all aspects, they did half an hour on this side, half an hour on this side. And essentially, the more times you have it, the hotter it gets, but it doesn't feel that way. You just kind of lie there. I just read a book while it's happening. But I think the best thing to do is try and get a photo of what that actually looks like. It's just part of their therapy process, and I'm just following the process right now. So I had that, and then lunch, and then I went upstairs, got hooked up with some IVs in here. If you're watching this for the first time and trying to catch up, I have my IV treatments, vitamin C, antioxidants, anything they're boosting my immune system with through this. So there's similar to my port that I had in here. This was inserted. It's causing me a bit of grief in my muscles. My body's trying to protect it from having this invasive thing added. But it makes treatment so much easier and drawing blood and stuff like that. So I got hooked up, I wheeled it out, I sat on the deck, and I just was lying in the sun, listening to the ocean, trying to keep an eye out for more dolphins, and had my hour's worth of IV there. And then because it's all part of the detox, I had yet another colon hydrotherapy, which was really cool in the sense that she reckons we were up dealing with, so then your large intestine obviously is where the poop comes out, and they reckon that they're getting right up into sort of the not the end of it or not the beginning of it, but sort of like the next bit. So we're definitely making good progress, and I'll have a number more of those while I'm here as part of the detox and all of that. So I'm it's not it's obviously not fun having something put up your butt and then flushing out, being filled up with water and flushing out, but far out, it just makes you feel so good. And that's definitely one thing I'm going to carry on with when I get home. Poop health is so important, so important. Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the key messages is, what did you learn at Sanoviv, which I kind of knew before, but it's just been reiterated, the importance of poop health and looking after your bowels and good regular movements and colonic cleansing. It's just so good for you. So I really recommend checking that out in your area. I then went and had a reflexology appointment. Now, I'm not a fan of people touching my feet, but again, following the process, trusted in the system, and it was awesome. It was really, really good. So that was great. And then I went to the quiet room and just couldn't tune out today, but it was just some hormone treatments again. And it's a great room right by the ocean, but I couldn't switch out. Like, I fell asleep the other day in there. And then the day finished with a beautiful meal, and then a breathe, relaxation and detox seminar lecture. And the essence of this was just talking about teaching. There was a video audio played at the end of it, and it was about breathing through your diaphragm, breathing in the low, really filling up at the base of your lungs, and really concentrating on that breathing, not letting any other thoughts in, because in terms of relaxing, when our body is fully relaxed, it's actually part of the healing process in our bodies. And I know for me, relaxing at home is snuggled up on the couch with Ava, playing a game on my phone, or doing something on the blog, or colouring in, or whatever, going for a walk. But that's all requiring energy, some element of stress, and not fully switching out. And the best way to fully switch out, fully allow that relaxation, other than when you're sleeping, because obviously it happens when you're sleeping, is to take 3 to 5 minutes, a couple times a day, to really just focus on your breathing in through the nose, filling up, not from up here, but from down here, and then letting it out again, and really just focusing on that breathing. And your body, when it starts yawning and you start feeling relaxed, that's when you know that your body's in a state of relaxation. So that's something I'm going to really work on over moving forward, because it's just another tool in the toolbox. That's all part of healing and making sure you're looking after yourself. So it's quite late now. It's 20 to 10, but I've just spent a bit more time tonight down there working on another puzzle. I'm totally getting into puzzles, and it's a great way to connect with other people. And met a guy who's here with his wife, who has stage 4 colon cancer. That's not the first stage 4 person I've met here, and it's just, my heart just breaks for them. But then, personally, it reiterates the fact that I am here despite right now being cancer free. As long as this thing doesn't turn out to be cancer, that would piss me off. But essentially being in a position that I am, to be able to be healing and things without knowing that I might have 1 to 5 years to live. Yeah, my heart just breaks for them. But obviously it's great to see them here. But it's just, a lot of these people have children at home, and it's just part of the package, and that's just part of where I am, and I'll just do what I can to support them and hear their story and share mine. And it just really reiterates everything that I am doing here. So all round busy day, another busy day tomorrow. Got a new therapy tomorrow, which I'll tell you about tomorrow night after I've had it. And look, it's just day by day, follow the system, trust my gut. And the people here are just wonderful. They really are. They really want to listen to you, hear you out, and make this experience as comfortable and good for you as possible, whilst healing you. And I think that every day I'm getting a bit clearer on certain elements, and I think by the end of it I should hopefully have a good round package. But we'll just see how we go. So time for bed, switch out, go do some breathing, relax, have a good night's sleep, and another day tomorrow. So we will chat then. Take care.